because, oh my goodness. Come on over, baby. Come on over, lovers. What is going on? This is some satin spray. This is Urban Decay All Nighter. It's really good. It helps the makeup to stay in place. So I just needed to hit my face with that. It has vitamin C in it and cactus flower water. So it's a long-lasting makeup setting spray. I've been using this and what's the other setting spray I've been using? I think I've been using a NYX setting spray for like the summer. Kind of helps to, like keep the. Oh, and I have a Fenty dewy setting spray that I absolutely love. It keeps the makeup sitting intact. Hey, love bugs, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I hope you're having a good morning, noon, night, whenever this video may reach you. Do your girl a favor and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you can get that thing whenever I upload a new video. So today, we are going to be talking about Derrick Jaxn. Remember where we stopped off at the last time? We was dissecting the interview that he did on Dear Future Wifey podcast. So we're going to finish that up right now. And we're going to get into it. We're going to, dissect. We're going to see what type of lies and type of webs he's trying to spin right now. Chad, was a clip floating around saying that, he basically confirmed that Derrick Jaxn was a colorist. And she was, displaying colorism toward her darker skinned daughter and even mistreating a child because she was like, oh, she looked closer to like what your mistresses look like, which is very, very odd to me. Like, who compares their child to what their husband's mistress look like? And funny story, right? So I have a stepmom and I have a stepdad. And my stepmom is very weird. Like, we got into it because she would treat me like I was one of my father's women. And it's like, I know I'm the eldest. I know I'm a fan favorite. I get that. However, I'm his daughter. Like, women are weird when it comes to daughters and, it's just a stepdaughter. It's just be like weird, really weird. So I'll be making my mental notes for when I have children, a daughter, especially because I want a daughter. I'll be like manifesting a daughter. If I ever let somebody shoot my club up in real life, I need me a girl. I want a baby girl. And I'm like, Lord, like all of the things I've experienced, all of the things that young women, not even just in the melanin rich community, but in all of our community, not in all of our communities, but in women in general, a lot of young girls and women that's coming up, we experience this hazing culture from older women. It's kind of like they treat you badly. Like I've been hazed by like my aunts and, the older women in my family. It's like you got to go through a gauntlet in order for them to like you. And then it turns you into like a people pleaser. Sometimes you just become a doormat. You feel like you're not good enough. You allow people to take advantage of you. You want everybody to like you. You really do internalize that when you're growing up. I know I did for sure. So I'm saying all of this to say that I just pray that Derrick Jaxn's chocolate daughter, gets the love and support that she needs. And I pray that Dania continues to work on herself. So we're going to get into it. Do we really believe anything that he says? So the reason why I believe this is because Dania came out and said that herself. She said that she felt some type of way toward her darker skinned daughter. I wouldn't have just believed it if he just came out and said it, but she said that on the interview, the sit down that she did on Dear Future Wifey podcast. I'll have that. I'll post a link to the breakdowns that I did on hers in my community tab, so you guys could go back and check it out if you didn't see it. But girl, it's crazy. It's crazy out here. So wait, hold on. Let me say hey to my peoples. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Jalea. Hey, Rihanna. Hey, sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Hey, Corinne. Hey, what's going on, PJ? Hey, Michelle K. Hey, Mihani. Hey, Chantel, Latrice, Roger, Lola Bunny. What is going on, y'all? Yes, Miss Kitty Cat, Queenie Owl. We in the building. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so we're going to head on over to this podcast and my allergies is acting crazy. I don't know what's going on, y'all. Woo, I feel like clogged a little bit. All right, so I remember we left off at the 57. Wait, I think I already got it. Yeah, we left off. Okay, I got it right. Yeah. Oh, I said your name right. Ow. I hope y'all having a good weekend so far. Okay, so once again, shout out to Dear Future Wifey Podcast. And we're going to pick up where we left off. So, yeah. Oh, it was longer than this before. He must have took some stuff out. Oh, no, this is part 1. That's why. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get this together. Because I'm like, I know it was like a minute and 30, an hour and 33 minutes or something like that. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. We're going to get this right. Okay, here we go. Hey, the diva. What's up, girl? All right. So
not built like that.
Right.
You know, she ain't used to this and she wasn't supposed to ever have to get used to it. So what was going on in my mind is just the lowest feeling you could probably imagine. Even with trying to tune out social media and everything else, her coworkers, her mama, her whatever, had to see her relive this trauma. And people making talking points because people kind of forget we both human.
Yeah.
You know, and they could forget I'm human, but I'm like this girl that y'all go from protect Black women to, ooh, look at her bonnet.
That point.
And music videos and stuff like, I mean, it's so insensitive. I'm wishing I could say something, but I'm still.
It was insensitive. However, it was his fault. He knows how cruel the internet could be. So this is where we left off, where he's talking about the bonnet of salvation. And he knows how cruel the internet could be because he spends so much time in this space. This is his career. You know this, Derrick. So I don't want to hear that talking about, oh, protect Black women. You failed to protect the Black woman that you married and took the womb of. That's who you need to be pointing a finger at, not the internet. You put her out here to look crazy. You humiliated her. You embarrassed her. You disrespected her. You did not protect that Black woman that you were supposed to love, value, and cherish. You did that. We all know people are insensitive and cruel and mean. That's just how the internet gives it up. We know that. And you know that. So to put her out there looking crazy, that's all on you, sir. That's all on you.
But the cause of it all. So it's guilt, shame, helplessness, fury, anger. Some people that I thought were at least somewhat friends making jokes about it. And it gave me a perspective, man, of like on some level, my platform had probably done the same thing. You know, when I talked about people and, you know, especially holding them accountable, I always thought I did it with a level of ethics. And, you know, I'm trying to at least be constructive here. But ultimately, I was making a lot of people's wives relive their own trauma. And if anybody's listening, you know, I was wrong for that. I want whoever I've ever talked about to understand that that was wrong of me. But that gave me a perspective I never had before because I saw her trying to shut it out, but her phone blowing up.
Yeah.
You know, friends and stuff is concerned. Is she okay? And understandably, but it was overwhelming.
When you look at what made you record the video, I know you said some of your followers sent the video to you about analyzing yourself, which I thought that was, when you look at that and you hear somebody talking in third person about themselves, they consider that textbook narcissism.
Mm-hmm.
What in the world would possess you to do a reaction video to yourself?
Horrible decision making.
I was like, why would you do that?
Horrible thought process. So
I'm so glad. You know what? This interviewer is doing a better job at interviewing him than he did Dania. I will say that because he literally, before he started to talk about the bonnet, he said, I wanted to make sure, this is the interviewer saying this, I wanted to make sure that your wife was presentable and she felt beautiful and she looked good. He was literally telling Derrick Jaxn, you know you was wrong for that. And then right now he's asking him, because remember Derrick Jaxn kept talking in third person and making these weird reaction videos. Like he just was doing, it was just very odd. And the guy just basically said like it was giving, you know, narcissistic behavior. So this is what they're talking about now. So I'm watching this with y'all. I didn't continue to watch it because I was like, nope, we gonna watch it together. Me and my love bugs, we gonna dissect together. And I saw someone say, yes, I agree with this. He wanted us to feel sorry for him. Like, look how she looked. You cheat too. I agree. I feel like it was some of that as well. I really do.
So for me, whatever I'm going through, my MO has been to just work through it, get up and go do something. But at that point, I'm the biggest conversation. And I was like, this is not something I stand by. But I was like, how am I going to talk about everybody else, but I don't want to talk about me? Dumbest decision. Because out of 800 videos, the one that I do in third person is the one that confirms I'm a narcissist.
You're a textbook narcissist.
Textbook narcissist is third person. And we all have a PhD in narcissism from Instagram.
Yeah, we all got it from Instagram, YouTube.
So I was like, well, that didn't go as planned. And I took
and
it
then
down.
on top of that, Derrick, at the very end, what do? Promote a product.
I probably did. I probably did.
He was like, and I have this book that I had come. I said, this N-word.
Right. The show must go on.
This N-word just sat there and did. What is wrong with this?
The most detached.
Thank you, interviewer. Yes. Get into it. Get into it. Get into it. Do not hold him with do not handle him with kid gloves. Don't. And he's not laughing either. Y'all gotta know, like, content creators, we do listen to y'all to some degree, and we do take constructive criticism. We do. But when y'all come at us crazy, talking crazy, don't nobody want to hear that. But you see how he's more serious, he's more stern. You know, he's holding him accountable. He listened to what people said they wanted to hear when he said that he was going to do this interview. And he also listened to how people didn't like how he conducted the interview with Dania. Like, he seemed to laugh at, oh, ha, ha, kiki, I cackle. Ain't nobody was feeling it. So he stepped his interviewing game up. He did.
Not reading the room moment probably in my life. Mm-hmm.
And so what kind of pushback did you get from that?
Meet Philo TV, the $25 a month way to bring friends and family.
Sad, yo. I ain't paying for YouTube bread.
For me, and again, it's not trying to be arrogant. It's just like, for whatever's coming my way, I know how to, for the most part, block it out. You know, my whole career has been about, you know, being able to ignore naysayers. This time it was legit, though. You know, it's something I really did. I really disappointed people that believed in me. But regardless, so much was going on in my life, I couldn't access how I felt about that.
Yeah. And then you're also still processing the loss of your the father that you knew. You know, that's your father. Call him stepfather, whatever, but he's been there all the time. That's
the only father that I knew.
Yep.
And you know, my family's still processing it. My cousin got shot in the head about a month or two after that. It was like in I was saying about 3 months, we had 4 deaths in the family. My uncle had died while I was at my auntie's funeral. I know it sounds like this don't even make no sense. While we was at her funeral, my uncle had died. Now, we didn't really like him that much. So, I mean, my mama gonna I'm sorry, but I didn't like him that much. So that one was a little less impactful, just knowing that you supporting your family who cared about him.
Yeah.
But the other 3 were really tough. But it's like, man, I can't be a victim, and my children need me. I can't fold. I put everybody in this situation, and I wanted to fold. I had the gun on my lap. I wanted to fold. I wanted to be out.
You can't. What? Did he just say he wanted to unalive himself? Oh, wow. I did not. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, we might have to change the title on this one, y'all. Because what? I mean, that would have been an easier way out, I guess you could say. But, you know, when you have children, you don't want to leave your children that way. You don't. So kudos to Derrick Jaxn for walking through the fire. And this part of this interview is where I actually do hear him taking some accountability. He ain't sitting up here blaming the mother, the church, the pastor, the pulpit, the preacher. This sounds more like he's like taking accountability, as opposed to what we listened to, how he tried to lay the foundation for all of this.
Contemplate suicide.
I was on my way to pulling that trigger, but Marley came out. They were getting ready to go somewhere. Marley saw my tail lights on and said,
"You know what? I don't know. It's like I do, but I don't, because he's very calculated. So he could be just trying to get the sympathy card. That could be a thing too. However, I know that has to be hard. Like I tell y'all, I'm coming into this, you know, social commentary space, and, like, you know, building my platform. And when people talk about you, I don't have a million, not yet. I don't got 1 million on my platform yet. So I could not imagine what it would be like for millions of people to be harassing, stalking, doxing, you know, cursing you out, harassing your wife, telling you ain't nothing, telling you to unalive yourself. Because people be telling people to unalive themselves for way less. I don't know. I don't know how impactful that could be. on one's mental health and your psyche and, you know, like just your willingness to even be here and to continue to go through it. Like,
ooh, daddy's here, daddy's here. Because I was out of the house for a while and she came and jumped up on the door right at that moment.
Are you in a car?
Yeah, I was in my truck. I was just doing it in my truck.
In the driveway? In the garage or something?
No, it was in the driveway, in a little cul-de-sac. So after that, I was, you know, kind of scared by how close I got to it. I'm like, I'm not telling nobody because of the shame of I did this and whatever. And I don't have no voice because I'm the bad guy. I'm the big bad wolf in everybody's eyes now. The resentment in the house is tenfold. I can't say enough about it. But one thing we had talked about was that I don't typically let nobody into my internal struggle. And I needed to do that. So I talked to Dania about it. Now, we're not in a good place here again. And I talked to her about it, and she kind of stonewalled a little bit, just didn't have much to say. But that's when a little bit after that, I decided I couldn't do the marriage anymore. This was in 2021, because she was laughing about it with her mom.
That she was going to commit suicide?
She was laughing about it with her mom. I got wind of the conversation. This was after some texts I saw. She was still talking to her mom about the marriage. Which wasn't, I mean, like, who can't forgive after all the forgiveness I needed, you know? But this one where I was like, not that she's so bad, you know, in this moment, but it just made it clear how far away from me her heart has turned.
Did you divorce her? Did you say?
I mean, what did you think? You drug her through the mud. Had that lady looking crazy, turns her into a Bible-thumping maniac. Had her in cults and speaking in tongues and foaming out the mouth and seeing demons and spirits and all types of stuff because you fucked with her mental that bad. She gave you 3 children that you didn't want to help raise. You cheated with everybody from here to Timbuktu. Like I said, Lord knows what's going on in her panties dealing with you. Because he don't give me that, he wrap it up. You making adult content with everybody that you sleeping with, leaving it in your phone, got a condo, you got women living in. What? You thought she was gonna care? You thought she was gonna care?
That you wanted a divorce by text.
Yeah. At that time, and anytime we tried to talk, especially if it involved her mama, she either ended up yelling or she stonewalled, like blank face until I got done talking and had nothing to say. Learning therapy, she witnessed that about her mom yelling at a man, whatever. I never did, but I didn't do well with no yelling. So I knew this is to do with her mom, and I told her, hey, not only do I can't do this anymore, but this unresolved issue with your mom is a reason why. I don't know if she mentioned that or not, but a lot of people don't know.
Why he gonna say now it's the mother why he wanted to get a divorce? See, now we back to this again. I was just giving you your props for taking accountability. Now it's the mother's fault that you sent your wife, the woman that's been in your life for 10 plus years, that you decided to send her a text message saying that you wanted a divorce. Now it's her mother's fault. What? Y'all, we can't make this up.
Had nothing to do with infidelity as far as why I decided I needed to leave. It was because we had talked about restoring the marriage, but the pastors, counselors, over and over again, be catching that she had talked to her mom or brought her mom into the marriage, and her mama was very intent on staying in the marriage, giving play-by-plays of how to disrespect me, you know, or whatever. At this point, it was like, I already checked out. I've been in the guest room over a year. But if we're going to give this a chance, you got to just set the boundary with your mom. You know, I ain't going to
You have not been in the guest room. You was at your goddamn condo. You was in your bachelor's pad. Please stop with the lying like a Persian rug.
Words in your mouth. So I told her, but just let her know you love her. You appreciate her support, but you're committing to this and you need her love to look different. And she kept saying, well, I'll get to it, or not yet, and I'm not ready. And over a year of that, I was like, I got to go.
Oh, sir, you think that you could drag this lady, make her panties crusty, not want to help raise the kids, do all types, have her out here on the internet looking busted and disgusted, getting dragged. She was dragged all over every goddamn media news outlet. Mistresses on top of mistresses coming out. She got to watch you engage with other women for years. And you could not go through a full year of her grieving and trying to rebuild and needing a little space and being in a little bit of an awkward territory when it comes to you. You couldn't deal with that for 1 year to fight for your family. It's a crock of shit.
Upstairs on the couch.
Yep.
And at that point, that was in what year? 2021?
This is 2022 now. I
So
skipped a whole lot, but 2022 now.
2022, you send that. When you said, hey, I'm about to divorce said woman, or divorce your wife, how soon did you start entertaining the woman that we see you boot up with on social media?
Boot up.
Yeah.
Pinky.
What's her name? Okay.
I didn't know Pinky until about 2 months after.
2 months after.
Yeah, I didn't entertain anybody until I had filed and moved out. I didn't entertain a single woman. I know people think that I did because they saw the picture simultaneously with my announcement
when they found
to be
the announcement.
out. But because, again, I'm private, I didn't want to even announce the divorce. I didn't see any use in it. I'm like, why bring people in after all it's already been caused? But then when I went down to Miami, I had been moved out now, and she had already did the video praying against folks, you know, that kind of thing.
He lies so real bad. Real bad. He lying real bad.
I was like, I've been in, so this is me and my experience, not saying she was bad or whatever, but for me, that was a living hell. Being rejected to that degree, being reminded of all the wrong I've done to that degree. Over a year in the guest room. But even though I did a lot of healing in that time, it was tough to feel so disgusting to a person that you still care about. And so whenever I got out of the house, I was like, I need to be surrounded by friends, family, and love. So other friends and family down there in Miami, but the young.
No, he just needed to go and get some new coochie. That's what he's talking about, friends, family, and love. Derrick Dick and Dodgin Jackson.
Lady was going to be there as well. And yeah, man, we just enjoyed Art Basel, and that's people taking pictures. And honestly, I didn't care because I was like, y'all don't know my life. You know, I don't want to live under the shadow of what people could think, even though looking at it is kind of careless.
Yeah, you like, I'm with a whole woman. At least make an announcement.
At least in the public eye,
yeah,
for sure.
Make an announcement. Me and my wife respect our privacy. We have decided to dissolve our marriage. And then whatever they see you at that point on,
yeah,
it is what it is.
At that point, it was, again, this ain't no excuse, man. I'm just living and learning in real time.
Of course.
There's some grief there with the kids because we also getting ready to go into Christmas, the first one without the children. And then also actually divorcing is still painful. Even if you grew apart, you don't love the person no more romantically.
No matter how you look at it, it's a death.
It's been over a year since I started that detachment, but I still was feeling some of it. But ultimately, I was trying to be rebuilt up. I didn't went around feeling like the world's greatest big bad wolf. I wanted to be around people that loved me.
Because you was. What in the hell? Not Derrick Jaxn being a scrub the ground. Talking about, oh, I was feeling like the big bad wolf. But how? But why, sir? People didn't just come out. First of all, everybody loved you in our community. Women was going to war for you. They still fuck with you. You still have 1 million subscribers and followers. So what are you talking about? Cry me a river.
Cared about me. And yes, some of that included feminine energy that just at least liked me as a human.
Right.
You know, it's not even about sex. It's like, man, do you?
Yes, it is. I cannot stand when men try to act like it's not about sex.
You even smile whenever you look at me. You know, I've been coming into rolled eyes and, you know, somebody walking, when she hear me coming in, she walk. Understandably, by the way, let me say that.
Right.
Okay, good. Finally, because the fuck. And make sure y'all go and support my GoFundMe. Help my move. I appreciate everything. I love y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button on your way into my house. Pay your entry fee. Don't play with me. Play with your mama. It's free $99 to pay my entry fee. Click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell.
There's a lot of built-in failure, a lot of mismanagement of our heart, mismanagement of all that. And then
disappointment, trauma, reiterating the trauma. And, you know, so many different things going on. Probably some stuff apart from me that ain't got nothing to do with me as well. So I understand it. But two things can be true. I understand it. And it was effed up. It was messing me up.
No, who want to sit in that? That's why most people get divorced. That's why most people say, I'd rather just start over fresh. I'm going to take these lessons I've learned, and then I'm going to try to do better in the next marriage. But this right here just ain't working.
My mentor told me, though, man, you got that.
Honestly, I agree with this. Like, if your man cheat or if your woman cheat, if you can't get over it, leave. Because to just live in misery, it's not good for nobody.
For 5 to 7 years, he was helping coach me through it. I had prepped my mind to be able to endure that. It just was still tough. The reason I actually got a divorce was because I'm like, she's not able to do what needs to be done with her mom. And when she treats me a certain way, there's another person involved that gets treated a certain way because there's another person that is connected to how she feels about it.
That's a puppeteer that's pulling the strings.
To a degree. No, not that. There's another person that, okay, I don't know how to say this, but I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. So our eldest daughter, she may have spoken on this, is darker than the other two.
Oh yeah, she said that. She said she didn't used to like that. She said she didn't like that daughter. She had a lot of resentment towards that daughter.
She didn't say that she didn't like her daughter. She did say that she had some ill feelings toward her because of her complexion. But she didn't say she didn't like that daughter. I don't recall her saying that.
Daughter.
So me, like in the house as an infant, as a toddler, because she's saying it, and I don't think you might not understand like this.
What it looked like in real time.
In real life, these are experiences.
I can imagine what it looked like.
So me, I could often intervene or kind of settle things out because I know that she loves that girl. I know that she loves her children. But it was affecting their relationship and how she treated her or how harsh she was or how she talked to her.
And I got that from what she's saying. She's saying that when somebody says that they don't like their child because the dark skin of this child reminds them of the type of women that you preferred, then...
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars? Wasting tons of...
Y'all...
It's a different level.
And
I didn't understand it, but again, with Grace, it's just like, even she's saying she's trying to work against it. So, all right, family business. We're going to work through this. But I'm the one that saw the 2-year-old go for affection to their mommy and get turned away while the other 2 light skin or the other 1 light skin at that time child gets all the love and affection in the dark.
That sounds terrible. And he going to say she's a great mom and I know she loves that girl. No. And you know what? I'm not a mom yet. So I'm going to ask y'all, because y'all, a lot of y'all are mothers. Is it possible to have a child as a woman and not care for that child and not love that child? What do y'all think about that? I want to know what y'all think. Let me know, because I feel like just because you had a child, it doesn't mean that you love that child or that you care for that child. Look at Kenya Moore off of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Her mother don't love her. Her mother don't like her. Her mother don't want nothing to do with her. Her mother will not even acknowledge her when they are in the same room. A lot of mothers, they could just give their kid up for adoption and have no connection. Yes, my mom was that way. Okay, so some of y'all saying no, it's not possible, but then some people are saying it is possible. But I mean, okay, so have y'all known women that really just did not have the maternal instinct, that did not love their kid? Like, because I don't know it, but I've seen it. You know what I mean? I've seen it. I've heard about it. So I feel like somebody needs to intervene. He needs to really, really step up and might even need to get custody of that child, honestly, because to grow up with a mother that resents you, we all done seen Flowers in the Attic. We done watched the movies, Mommy Dearest. We done seen the movies. There are some mothers that will treat you like dog shit. They will dog walk you. They will not raise you correctly. And I think parents by default, it's not even a conscious thing, but I feel like a lot of parents always have a favorite. It may not be like, I'm treating the rest of my kids bad, but you just like one a little more. Because maybe this one is a little more like you, or you have a little more in common with this one. But I don't think that, I feel like it's mother, thank you, Silent Noise, yes, that don't care about their kids. So for him to be like, oh, I know she loved that girl. I'm not. No, you are making her look like a terrible mother right now, Derrick Jaxn. You are making Dania look like a terrible mother. The fact that you're saying she denied her 1-year-old baby affection because she was dark-skinned, but yet she was loving up on the other 2 lighter-skinned ones, that don't sound right at all. And you can't sit up here and say, I know she loved that girl. You don't have to love your kid just because it's your kid. I just pray that that girl gets love, and I just, my heart goes out to that little girl. My heart goes out to her. It's, being darker complected in the world, period, is not the easiest, when you get treated differently. But by your own mother, that's crazy. Oh, okay. What you said? Yes, they do. It can judge you based on who your father is. Yes. If the kids have different dads, it's unconscious. Yup. And it's some parents that don't like their kid because they can't stand the father. And they be like, oh, you look just like your father. You look just like your father. And they resent their kids. Y'all remember that woman that actually unalived her kid and was like abusing her kid because the kid looked like the father and the father didn't want nothing to do with her? Y'all. Oh my God. I don't know if he's talking about the past, because for her to bring it up too, and she says it's something that she's still working on. So she's not completely healed from feeling resentment toward her daughter's complexion. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm falling for the okie doke. Roger, I'm not. I'm not falling for shit. I'm giving commentary and I'm keeping it real with how I think. And I saw Dania herself say, I feel some type of way toward my daughter's skin complexion. I'm not just solely going based off of what he's saying. She said that herself. Do y'all not remember Dania saying that she felt some type of way toward her daughter's dark complexion because it reminded her of his mistresses? She said that herself. I'm not just going off of him saying this. Well, if he knows this, why he didn't take that shot? That's what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. I'm like, he might need to come in and like really step up to have like primary care, but he don't want to do the child rearing. He said that. He said when they was going into the marriage that he didn't want to. He could maybe spend an hour with them a day, but he wasn't trying to do the heavy lifting when it came to the child rearing. He already said that. Thank you, Kayla. You remember? Thank y'all. She said that. I'm not sitting up here just talking about, oh, he just said that. No, get the fuck ASAP. No, I would never just take a man's word for something like this. She said that herself. Yeah. Oh, wow. I'm Caramel, and I've had men cheat on me with heavy-set, dark-skinned women with hazel eyes. Any woman that fits that description, I give every defensive around. I appreciate your honesty. I really do. I really, really do. He's not. I now know it. And that's why hopefully she has reinforcements. She did say thank you, because I know I ain't bugging. I just hope that she has reinforcements, and I hope that she has people around her that look like her. Because, I mean, Danae's not, she's not light skinned. Danae is like brown. She's probably like a little lighter than me, maybe. A little like my color. I don't know. A little lighter. But she's not like a lighter, red. Look, none of this even matters. I just hope this little girl has reinforcements and she has someone to love on her and to tell her that she's beautiful and to tell her that she's worthy. Because that type of stuff imprints on you as a child, and it helps to shape how you navigate through the world and how you feel about yourself. I'm telling y'all. Well, all right, let's hear what he's saying.
Dark-skinned child to see that I'm the one that hears our dark-skinned child say things reflective of how she feels, mommy feels about her. So when
look, now for the people that said that's the past, he just said, I'm the one that hears her say things reflective of how mommy treats her based on how she feels. These kids are under 8 years old, under 7 years old. So for her to be able to talk and communicate, this is present day stuff.
as everything was in a stagnation or regressing, it wasn't just me getting pushed away or treated a certain way.
Yeah.
And again, I really hope people just approach this with compassion, because I don't think any of us manage all of our emotions perfectly.
Of course not.
And she's done a ton of sacrificing for every one of those kids. And I just need to say that because she's not a bad mom.
Right.
But I said
I wouldn't say that makes you a bad mom. I just would say that it makes you unfit to a certain degree. And you got a lot of healing. Why are you wet? And you got a lot of healing that you need to do in order to parent better. The fact that she was able to acknowledge that, I respect it, I guess, but I don't think I would ever say that out loud. Even if I felt that way, I would never say that, because I would never want my chocolate daughter to hear her mom saying that she resented her complexion. Because kids grow up and kids are able to surf the internet. These kids at 8 years old, they know how to get on the internet and watch YouTube videos. I would never want my daughter to see me talking against her, how she looks. Being a melanin-rich woman already comes with a lot as is. So to feel that from your mom, there's no way that she's not going to internalize that. There's just no way.
Longer that I stay in this space knowing that she's not going to do what I need her to do, And that therefore that stunts her healing, our reconnection, the longer she's getting put through that, the longer the kids are getting modeled, the disconnection, the resentment and tension remaining. I don't know if she was talking to her mom at that point, but without her making that stance and saying, we committed over here, we were not moving forward. So anytime she got triggered, anytime I put whatever, it was two people receiving the brunt of that. And somebody had to draw a line and say no more.
I can respect that. I can respect that, because what you did is give more context behind what she even admitted. And I believe that what you said, she will never deny. She'll say, yep, that was.
But yeah, man. But with all of that, because one thing I noticed, and I hope she don't mind me saying this, is that sometimes she dealt with shame of feeling like she wasn't perfect. She cried about sometimes how she dealt with our daughter. She had a lot of insecurities as a woman, but also as a mother. And so I hope that she knows that it doesn't take away from her love for the kids, her sacrifices for the kids, the things even now I don't see, because we've been co-parents now almost a year. So there's many things she has to take on now that we maybe used to split that's just strictly on.
So what would be the purpose of you even coming out and talking about this, Derrick? Why did you need to feel the need to say, my daughter come and talk to me about things with her mom? Like, if you know it's hard, and then
on her, and including our third child, you know. So for anybody, any mom out there that resents their kids for any reason, there's some people that just mad they became parents.
Yep.
You know, it became such a burden. And there's mothers and fathers that deal with that guilt of knowing they don't feel as happy about something, that, you know what I'm saying, the kid is involved, but they can't talk to nobody. And what I'm saying is, you know, is it don't take away from that. And her love is still genuine, and she's still a good woman.
Can I get a tampon?
y'all, it's sad. It's really sad. But he's right about parents resenting their kids. That's why I ain't got no children yet. Because I don't want to do that. I do not want to bleed all over my kid. I know I had a lot of healing to do. I know that. A lot of people are not honest with themselves about what they need to work on. And a child is a blank canvas. Literally, a blank canvas, fresh and new. Like, you could literally teach a child whatever you want. And creating a human, that's a big deal.
Goes back to this Mother's Day post that you made.
Mm-hmm.
What made you do that? And I believe that while it's good intentions, for whatever reason, people didn't receive it as such. When you look back, hindsight being 2020, why you believe that wasn't received well?
Well, Shade Room didn't receive it well, and the blogs didn't, but people on my page did. However, you know, I caught wind that she wasn't happy with it. That was my third year post on Mother's Day. For me, and I'm not saying it was the right decision, but the romantic relationship is completely separate from the co-parenting relationship.
True.
So I honored her in real life before Mother's Day about her being a mom. I would send her text to say, thank you for taking on that, especially if the kids went to urgent care or something. Thank you for being the one to take care of that. Thank you for being there, taking off whatever you might be doing for work. So in real life, I honored her. And actually, her mom was there. I brought her flowers. I had the kids pick something up.
The day before, she told me that.
Yeah, that was a regular thing, though. As co-parents, I'm like, we may have, you know, our chapters closed romantically, but we still are teammates when it comes to them.
She said the reason why it was kind of backhanded compliment is because you blocked her on social media. So how can you block somebody but then make a message or an affirmation post without them, quote unquote, seeing it?
So I had to block her because before y'all interview, she was throwing around our picture online. She was in her stories. She had a whole webinar called the Cheating Husband Stories. It was like, when I saw that you had
She absolutely did and thought people was going to pay her funky ass $5,000. Girl, you couldn't even manage a cheating husband. Clearly, you resented your kids. You was depressed. You was disgusted and busted. You was out here seeing demons and spirits and crossing over and through portals and other realms, disconnected and disassociated from reality. And this is not even me taking a dig. This is just me saying literally what they've all said her experience and how she was like coping. It was not good. Why would anybody want to take advice from you? Girl, you would have still been mad and I wanted a divorce. No spine. Shit, I might as well give a course on how to be a mother if she could sit up here talking about how to lie.
Titled it Breaks Her Silence. I was like, broke what? It was already broken because she had been. But for me, I wanted to allow her, if she want to express or tell her story, that I don't deserve a space to speak on what's valid and what's not. And so I was kind of letting her do a thing, but I can only handle so much. If she's doing all of this, people are sending. So I blocked her. Like, I can't handle that. And I don't want to start retaliating or, whatever, speaking as well. So I didn't say anything about her at all outside of Happy Mother's Day. But I honored her in real life. I honored her out loud online the same way I had the 2 years prior, because it was separate. And I meant everything I said in there about her being a great mom. But yeah, I had blocked it and I unblocked it because I was trying to tag her, but her settings won't let me tag her. But yeah, that was it. And I took it down when, she's not comfortable with that. Fine, no big deal.
Yeah. And be honest with you, I wasn't following her around to know what she was saying about you. And in all sincerity, like which I told her, which I do a pre-interview, I questioned her mental stability. So I didn't want to bring on the podcast and explore that. I was like, something is off with her. So then when people kept saying, you need to talk to her, then I talked to her on the phone and I was like, oh, she really cool. She really cool. Well, all right, well, come on. Because if she was dealing with any type of mental illness and that type of stuff, I didn't want to exploit that.
Yeah.
And so when I was talking to her, I was like, oh, she
does deal with mental illness, but she knows how to mask it. Allegedly. That's my opinion. Shit, I done had some bouts of mental illness. We all have a little bit of mental illness. Everybody in the melanin-rich community done had a little running with mental health. And I'm not we just automatically go to like schizophrenia and all these other outrageous. No, I'm talking literally like depression, anxiety. Like those are mental health issues, whether you want to acknowledge it as such or not. And a lot of us have experienced that at a time or two in our lives. And that's okay. As long as you do what you need to do to develop the tools to work through it.
Funny, she cracking jokes. Because even when she would talk about the infidelity, she'll be joking about it, which made me feel like she was so far removed that she was healed from it. Because I would say, if you can laugh about something, and she was like, yeah, they'll pass me in the hallway. Yeah, I was one of the girls. So I like it when people get to the place where they can laugh at some of their dumb decisions and be able to acknowledge what was right, what was wrong, and talk about her own faults in it or whatnot. And so that's what made me say, all right, come on, Dear Future Wifey podcast and have this conversation.
Yeah, she ain't crazy. She's different. And she's like an awkward black girl.
Yeah.
And then also I hope everybody understands she's been, and I had to understand this myself, she's been brought to some limits that, I wouldn't wish
most people
would fold somehow.
Yep.
So there's no blueprint on how to handle this. When she first met me, I was a college football player and I loved to write poetry, but that was it. And now I've become this kind of sort of household name, especially in the black community. Her friends, family, coworkers, cousins, they posted about me and wanted to, like, she's gotten kind of thrust into something I don't know if either of us knew was going to happen.
Right.
Nor do I think she really would have signed up for. So no, there's no blueprint in how she's handling everything. There are certain things she's done I still think is kind of crazy. I mean, just keeping it G with you. Whenever she said God took over her body and told the demon in me that I was going to die and go broke, I was like, that is bizarre. I'm not safe here. But the girl ain't crazy.
What do you think?
The demon is going to take over. That's bizarre, and I'm not safe here, but she's not crazy. Yes, she is. That lady is crazy as all out goddamn doors. It's all right. I'm a little crazy. Hey, we just need to be honest. She's the batshit crazy. It just is what it is.
About when she made the post that you was talking about people who speak negative about you, that God was going to kill their kids and everything else.
I was confused because she wouldn't talk to me still. So
because she was acting like y'all was Team Jackson.
We was not Team Jackson, and I was like, huh? Like, because anytime trying to just have a cordial conversation, she wasn't interested. And I was like, okay, well, this is her boundary. Now that I've moved out the house or whatever. But then when I saw that, I was like, you would think we were still married and she got my back or whatever. And how I've kind of made sense of it now is maybe it was just kind of a little bit of both. Maybe it is, I don't rock with you or whatever, but maybe she was treating it as because we're legally still married, or maybe she had some hope or something like that. She's not going to just cover me in prayer. She's going to cover herself in prayer, but me as well. And that's warfare prayer, man. Like, I understood it. And that's light compared to what I've gotten in real life. That was PG. That was safe. That was Barney.
Well, it offended a whole lot of people because he was talking about killing their kids and God's going to do it. So I said, I know God loves you. When I looked at it, when I saw it, I was like, I know God loves you, Dania, and God loves Derrick and y'all, all his kids. But I promise you, if he didn't just start killing people for killing his own son, he sure ain't going to kill him for talking bad about you and Derrick.
That was a crazy cuckoo, flew over the cuckoo's nest moment. So for people to for him to try to, she's not crazy, she's not a bad mother, but she resented her child and withheld affection, and the child comes to me and tells me how mommy makes her feel bad. Look, I'm not here to talk about anybody's parenting. I'm just going based off of what they said. He's trying to downplay and minimize, and I get it. But at the same time, you're literally telling us she's not the greatest mom, and you're telling us she's crazy, but then trying to say she ain't really that crazy. She ain't really that much of a bad mom. Sir!
She learning, man. She I mean, you want to. No, nobody care.
We're gonna try to fast forward through a little bit of this because I'm not about to be up here for 20 hours doing this.
You're not alone in feeling like, you know, your woman can use her intuition to see if you're cheating, but she ain't using that same intuition to see if you're at peace and if you're happy. There are other men who feel the same way. I felt the same way. And let me also say, it's not always somebody else's fault.
Shut up, Derrick, because who is going to care about you being at peace and being happy when you put me through the motherfucking gauntlet? Wrung me out, hung me out to dry, made the inside of my panties crazy because y'all know her pH was all out of whack. Probably even, he could have had kids if he probably didn't give no hush money or no go to the clinic bread. Doing all of this dicking and dodging, embarrassing me, hiding me like you Drake or something, hiding the world from me, not hiding me from the world. Nobody even knew you was married. You treated this lady terribly. You really put her through it. And then you thought she was supposed to turn around and be like, oh, is he happy? Oh, is he content? But y'all ever heard them say it takes as long as it took for you to be in love with the person or to be with the person, it takes the same amount of time to get over that person? So as long as you've been fucking with her mental health and her physical health, because there's no way you can tell me that her pH ain't been out of whack. I'm sorry, it's no way. You don't think that it's going to take her some time to heal from that? Men are so selfish.
I don't even believe in relationship problems as much as I used to. I believe we have internal problems that we bring into a relationship. So for everything that you're feeling, even though you're not alone, your wife, your girl, she ain't the enemy either. She ain't the cause either. And if you're like me and you're reactive, you're apart from your masculine role. We're supposed to be the standard. Femininity is supposed to be the responsive agent. So what that means is instead of getting in a relationship thinking like me, I'm speaking from where I feel like I really dropped the ball. So hopefully you don't. Instead of feeling like, well, as long as she do me right and pour into my cup and so on and so forth, I'm going to do right. That's a recipe for disaster, man. Of course, you don't want to do a good woman wrong, but it should be about you being a good man to your standards, your principles, regardless of that woman's behavior. And if she's not good enough to do right by, probably best to go ahead and let her go. That's not me preaching. That's me hopefully trying to reach somebody, you know, who still has a family, and you have the opportunity to keep that intact, or you have the opportunity to keep it from suffering such humiliation and such damage before, you know, it eventually fizzles out. And honestly, I will speak to women as well as men. No matter what decisions you've made, if you've been the villain like me or the victim like I have at times as well, don't let that define your ambition going forward.
You want to be a victim real bad?
You may have messed up, but you have value to offer this world, and you got value to offer somebody in love. So maybe you was a part of a pattern like me and you stepped out, and that's the big sin. But maybe you had a pattern of sabotage. Maybe you had a pattern of overreacting, never trusting, closing down. Whatever your pattern is, it doesn't have to be your future. And that's for any woman that done chose the wrong man over and over again, endured the wrong thing over and over again, or any man that's endured the wrong thing over and over again, or chose wrong, etc. That's all.
Derrick, you know something? Giftings are given without repentance. Boy, I'm telling you got a gift for this thing. You really do. You have a gift, and I'm just listening to you. And the reason why, and I text you when I did the episode with Dania, and I said, hey, listen, this episode's going to drop. I'm going to keep you lifted up in prayer, because of the thing that I'm trying not to get emotional. The worst thing that I want to be is the catalyst that sends another person, a brother, a human being over the edge. And so I'm sensitive to the giftings, the platform that God has given me. And so I'm sensitive to the fact that even though this brother, because the thing about it, and I'll level with you, if I had a platform when I was at my worst point, when I was married.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from
Lord, I don't want to pay for to not have these commercials, but I think I might. I don't know.
probably would have looked at like people looked at you. It's just so happened that I didn't have the platform when I was cheating on my wife. Now, of course, I could say, well, I wasn't also over here giving relationship advice or whatever. But I'm saying if my worst day was televised, how would people look at me? If our worst day is publicized, how would people look at said individual? And
he's right. Because if my worst days was publicized, oh, woo!
so I offer people the same grace that I know that God extends to me. And so I text you that day and I said, listen, brother, I want you to get your healing. I want your family to be healed. I want your family to be restored. And I want you to know that I'm praying for you and I love you. Because at the end of the day, you still my doggone brother, no matter what. Mm-hmm. And then when I found out that you're a brother in Christ, you really my brother. And so what I say to you, King, is that I'm standing 10 toes down. I want to see your family healed, restored. I want to see y'all have the best co-parenting relationship ever. I want y'all to be able to go to lunch together and dinner together. And people are like, are they back together? Like, no, this is what healthy looks like. Yeah. This is what healthy looks like. Yeah. And instead of passing on,
Dania Jaxn ain't gonna never be able to be. I don't know. Like, I feel like she would, probably maybe in 5 years, she'll be able to sit down with him at lunch and not, end up on an episode of Snapped. But in no time soon, she has way too much hatred in her heart and resentment toward him to ever be able to really be cordial in that capacity. And I honestly feel like it's also going to take for her to find love again. First of all, she needs to find herself and love herself. And I'm not knocking anybody's religion. And I have to say that before I say what I'm about to say. But I think, in our community, the indoctrination that we have gone through in terms of religion, it kind of takes away the power that we do have to control our lives, to control our reality, to control our destiny. And this is not me saying, don't have faith, because you do have to have faith in any walk of life. When you're trying to conquer something big, you got to believe that it's going to go there and it's going to pop when you can't see it. However, when you give everything up to somebody else, it absolves you of like having to show up for yourself. So the Bible thumping, a God and this and that, like, girl, okay, that's fine. But you got to do the work for you. And I don't think that her going to a pastor is, good enough counseling and good enough therapy. I feel like she needs to go to someone that's licensed. And that's just honestly how I feel.
Generational curses. I want us to pass on generational healing. So I want that for you and Dania. I pray that God continues to heal those beautiful kings and queens that y'all raising up so that they could see a healthy relationship, see what healthy co-parenting looks like.
Absolutely.
And that's what I want for y'all. That's what I'm praying for y'all. Matter of fact, I'll just end in prayer. Heavenly Father, I lift up the Jacksons before you right now in the name of Jesus. Lord, I thank you for my wrong.
All right, so that was the end of that. So what, ladies and gentlemen, what we can take away from this is that when people show you who you are, you believe them. Women, you have children for yourselves. I constantly tell you this. I don't have children, so I could talk about gatekeeping your motherfucking womb, all right? That's one thing I can talk about. Now, if you have one kid, that could be a mistake. Not saying a baby is a mistake, but who you choose could be a mistake, because you don't really know how people are going to show up until you're in certain situations. So they be choose, pick. Bitch, I didn't know what the fuck he was going to be like as a father, because we ain't never did this together before. So there's no way you can fucking know how a person's going to show up when y'all are thrust into different settings and situations together. So that one kid, he show his ass, girl, you best to believe him. You best to believe him. Do not give your womb up to this 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, because now that's just on you. Now you just looking like a clown in a court gesture all on your own and by your own doing. Now, one time, okay, maybe you didn't know what was going to happen. You just didn't know. But 2 and all these other 4 and 5, no. It's getting to be too much. Gatekeep your womb. Gatekeep your pH balance. And do not center these men. Decenter men. Put yourself first. They say you're going to be lonely with a cat. Bitch, take me to Petco. I don't care. I don't care. I'd rather go to Petco than to have to worry about the inside of my panties looking and smelling all types of crazy. My heart palpitating, everything. Grief, stress, all of that leads to heart failure. People have strokes. It literally fucks with your physical health. Seriously. Dealing with these scrub the ground ass ninjas will literally take years off of our lives. That's why they live longer, and we help them live longer. They fucking help us live shorter. It is what it is. And that's statistically proven. I'm not even just sitting up here making up something. Decenter men. Put yourself first. Love on you. Pour into you. Love is beautiful. Having a family is beautiful. I might walk down that road at some point. I'm not sitting up here saying don't do it. However, being a mom, you got to do that shit for you, because you heard this man say, I told her this is not how that was going to go down. People, oh, because she married. Marriage don't mean a goddamn thing when it comes to how a household is run. It really does. It don't mean that your man gonna be there. You see, she was married. She quote unquote did it the right way. God-fearing. Her husband was a millionaire. She checked off a lot of boxes that they tell us that we need to check off. And look at how this turned out. Look at how he drug her through the mud. Look at how he humiliated her. Look at how stressed out that lady is. Look at how that lady's seeing demons and all types of shit. Look at that. And he was married, successful, college educated, handsome, to other people seeing this, because he ain't really all of that to me. That's just, he had a platform, millions of dollars. He didn't have children beforehand. How many of those boxes do they say that we need to check off when we are like vetting and looking for a man? He still turned out to be a piece of fucking trash. I'm just saying. Do with that what you will. Argue with your mother. I'm not arguing about it. I don't give a fuck. Take me to Petco. If I got to deal with that, pH all out of whack, looking at my husband sleeping with other women in his phone, and he had no regard. He had no respect. He was recording. He was leaving behind evidence. He didn't give a fuck. He got a condo, a bachelor pad, and I'm in a house with fucking toddlers. I wouldn't give a fuck if I had a nanny, a cleaning service, a butler, and everything in between. Sir, these are still your kids. You got to help parent your children. And I'm working for you for free? Oh, bitch. Without a salary? Oh, this is what they want. They want to use us for free labor. And when we're not going for it, they tell us we ain't shit. We're going to be die alone with. And it's a lie. It's a scam, because guess what? Women always commune. We always get together. We ain't lonely. We always go out with each other. We have each other. Men don't do the same. They not like us. Like I said, when we do the dinners, the parties, who's planning that? It's the women. It's the women. Men are not planning Thanksgiving dinner. Men are not throwing the parties, the outings. Men are never doing that. It's the women. Without us, men would be fucking lonely. That part. What you said? And if you get married, get a younger backup man in case of emergencies. Oh God. Yeah. Patriarchy is whack. It's whack, but it also helps because we need men to help protect us from men. It just is what it is. I'm on a fence with the patriarchy, and I'm not a 50-50 hoe. I'm just not. I want to be taken care of. I want my man to be the head of the household. Absolutely. I'm going to continue to work because I love what I do for work. I do. However, the overhead, I don't want to worry about it because my coochie is shaped like a purse for a reason. It's meant to motherfucking receive. The anatomy of a woman's body is to receive, and the man's is to give. It just is what it is. You're giving. You're giving the sperm to the egg. Your penis is coming in. You're entering in. So you got to bring some shit when you come in. And that's just period. I don't care what nobody's. I'm not a feminist either. I don't do all of that. I don't do all of that. Pay me what I'm worth. All of that other shit. That ain't got nothing to do with melanin rich women. I'm just going to we always work since the inception of this motherfucking country. It's a lie and a scam. We ain't never got to rest in our femininity and just had men take care of it. It's a lie. It's a scam. We always had to work. We've been duped by Caucasian women to help them fight their good fight. But when we need some help fighting our good fight, ain't nobody around. I'm going to leave that there. We're going to come back because we got a whole bunch of other things that we're going to talk about. Let me see what y'all saying. I'm trying not to go over an hour. True facts. What happened to Derrick to make him act like that? I don't know. He's just a man. He liked the dick and dodge. He lacks discipline. You know, he's a millionaire, so he has options. And his wife just wasn't really. She was safe. He gave her a shut up bitch ring. That's what that was. Here, bitch, shut up. That's what that ring was. He didn't really want to marry her. It had a lot to do with his reputation and with his image, and she was good for business. He knew that she was going to be out the way. She wasn't trying to be all up in a video like Diddy and them. Sis was not trying to be an Instagram model. She had no real sturdy aspirations of her own. So he knew that she would protect his legacy, rear his children, and also help him build his brand because she's also smart. Danae is very intelligent. She's creative. She had a lot to offer. She was an asset. She was an asset. Now, physically, as they started to get older and, you know, trends change, things change, she was not really his type. They met and she was an asset. She was tutoring him. Talking about, oh, I could have picked anybody else to tutor me. Yeah, but you chose her and she still was an asset. She was always of service to him. Men use women for free labor all the fucking time. And we're told, oh, you're supposed to do it because that's your man, that's your husband. No, fuck that. Why I got to work and be a mule for you to achieve and accomplish your goals and dreams? And I'm putting everything I am on the back burner. For you, for what? For you to make money and then do exactly what Derrick Jaxn did? Go and get hotter bitches? Go and cheat and dick and dodge all over the goddamn country? Is it really worth it at the end? And she did it right. Like I said, she had a ring. Even though it was a shut up ring, she had a fucking ring. So now what? What they gonna say now? Where the red pill at now? Where the manosphere now? What the fuck is y'all gonna say now? Dania Jackson got a ring. He was a millionaire. He was a high value. He still ain't shit. Come on. Come on. It's nothing you could do. But do you? Live your life according to you. Fuck this social constructs. Fuck the rules. There's no rules. There's no rules. All of that, oh, you're going to age out, you hit the wall. Fuck that. At the end of the day, like I said, coochie, you just need a little bit of spit start, and you're going to always get somebody to stick that thing. And you're going to always get companionship, too. Don't let them lie to you. It's a motherfucking scam. Continue to build yourself. Live your life according to you. Love who you want to love. Love is beautiful. But pick and choose. Use discernment. Because you will get used, especially when you are narcissistic people need a supply. They constantly need to be supplied. So they use you. They use your energy. They're vampires. When you are a light, you will get used and fucking abused. And this is why I chose to go to Petco, because it's not worth it. It was not rewarding to me when I was being used by a man. It wasn't rewarding. What did I get out of that? Nothing. To say I got a man, it wasn't rewarding. They lied to you. And they try to tell you that your value as a woman is dependent upon whether or not you get chose by a man. Get the fuck. I do the choosing. I love y'all so much. Don't let nobody play in your motherfucking face. Show up as her, be her. Show up as him, be him. You got this. You have arrived. The world is your motherfucking stage. Life is a movie, and you are the director. Okay? So long. Farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now until we meet again. I'll be back in a few so we can get into some more things. I love y'all down to the ground. Y'all my day ones. We're going to keep doing it. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.